These logs are a common animal crossing in our backyard ravine, so I decided to put up a trail camera and see what I could capture. You can see that this fox is very reluctant to come across, most likely because the trail camera makes a slight clicking noise when it turns on, and because he probably picks up my scent from when I put the camera up. Some animals tend to walk along logs or well-worn paths. It's quieter and easier to move about quickly. Here we have some shots of bobcats doing just that. We got a decent amount of snow this month, and you can see how much nicer it makes the wildlife viewing. Instead of brown animals with a brown background, the contrast with the snow really makes the animals visible during the winter months. These next few shots show something known as a community scrape. A scrape is simply a spot on the ground where the deer have pawed or scraped the earth to make a visual cue for other deer. There's often a branch known as a licking branch overhead where they will rub their faces, leaving scent from their glands as another sign the deer have been there. It's long been thought that only bucks made scrapes to mark their territory, especially during the rut, but actually all deer participate in community scrapes, including does, although no one is exactly sure why they do it. This doe is asserting her dominance over the other does. She wants to make sure everyone knows she's in charge here. You can see the does are the primary parties that frequent this area. The buck just walks on by without stopping. Here is an example of a buck scrape where it is mainly bucks that show up. This buck is using the licking branch to mark his territory and let others know that he has been there. You can see the scrape on the ground in front of him, and you can see coming in behind him there is a much bigger buck. Bucks don't typically fight when it's not the rut, but as you can see here, this big buck is still posturing and scraping the ground to let this little guy know who's the boss. It had been 5 days since I visited this camera, but the does in the next two clips smell the trail that I walked on and can still pick up my human scent. It's amazing they can still smell where I walked after almost an entire week. And finally, here's a 6-month-old fawn calling out for his mother. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.